Welcome to Ready Football. I'm your host, Logan.
I'm Brennan.
We're here Monday, December 23rd. We got a pretty good show for you tonight. Recap and looking ahead to next week in the NFL. And then decent amount of stuff for the college football playoffs.
Yeah, I had the first round of games wrap up.
Yeah, yep. Some disappointments for sure.
Lot of questions.
Yeah. I heard something today that the point difference of like the winning margin from this year already to last year when we just had like 4 teams, almost identical.
Pretty much, yeah.
And they're already talking about moving it up to 16 games.
Yeah.
So I say leave it at 12 for a couple years, see how it does. It's not going to be what you want year one. So that's my take. People just need to let it go for a couple years, see how it does, instead of trying to change it a year into it, not even a year into it.
Yeah.
But I mean, had some exciting moments, had what I feel like is a lot of boring moments, disappointing moments. I don't even really want to ask you what your favorite game was, but was there one that caught your interest the most?
Where are we starting? NFL or college?
Shoot. I did say we do NFL. Alright, let's hold off on that. My bad. Jumping ahead. It was just first thing on the board, so I was going by the board. Starting NFL then. Still had some disappointment. Some decent games. So, NFL, did any catch your eye that kept you intrigued?
It caught me intrigued at the end, but the Colts-Titans game.
I didn't see it.
Colts were up. It was like 30-7 or something like that. And then they ended up only winning like 38-30.
Yeah, 38-30 against Titans.
Titans made a little bit of a comeback there in the second half.
Colts aren't a good team, so.
Not really. Anthony Richardson has gotten better, though. It's tough to put his completion percentage on him because his receivers drop a lot of balls.
I mean, does he have a defined number one receiver in Indy?
You could argue Josh Downs.
I would have said Pierce before him. Pierce makes a lot of plays downfield.
Yeah, but Josh Downs is more dangerous in open space.
Yes, but he also looks to Pierce more.
For the downfield shot, yeah, but Josh Downs is the one where you can either throw on a 6-7 yard hitch route to the sticks and have him sit in between the zone, or have him sit in the soft spot of the zone, or you can pull him underneath and get him in open space and get him one-on-one with a linebacker. I mean,
I don't watch much Colts. I was just kind of hoping to BS my way through that, but all right. Let's
no, you're not. I mean, you could also, I don't want to say you could argue Pittman Jr. He's probably like a third option.
But he's technically their biggest name receiver, because didn't he just get a payday?
Think so.
Like a number one receiver payday?
Think so, yeah.
Some questions down in Indy. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know. I don't watch
Jonathan
much
Taylor
Colts.
didn't raise any questions after he dropped the ball before the goal line the week before. And then he had a 65-yard touchdown and a 70-something yard touchdown. I saw something on Twitter that he topped out at like 23 miles an hour on both of those runs. Carried the ball all the way through the damn tunnel.
I mean, yeah. Don't drop it before you cross the goal line. I think that was actually the second time that weekend.
Do you remember?
It happened either in college or another one in the NFL. But
do you remember our second year coaching?
Oh boy,
I had that one receiver. He would run with the ball, but he would run with it like way out here.
I'm gonna be honest, I don't really remember most of those kids from that second year.
He was a really tall kid.
That's about all we had was height.
Just about, yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't recall. No.
But
we had a decent slate of games.
Lions clinched.
Yeah, we don't gotta talk about that.
The Lions clinched playoff berth.
Well, they've already had that.
Well, yeah, but that I don't know why it took them that long to give it to them. Now the 1 seed in the NFC is really getting tight, though.
Yeah, we don't gotta talk about that.
Detroit's just gotta win, and Minnesota has to lose. If they both win, then Minnesota and Detroit next week will determine first place.
Yeah. What if they tie and we win out? Could we still get it then?
No.
No. Dude, I want to... All right. I want to talk about that game yesterday.
Commanders,
Yes.
the floor is yours.
So, earlier I saw a hit that happened to Josh Allen. Dude was out. Like, he was just laying there. And he still got to play. Jalen barely gets hit. He gets up. The ref said something to him. He gives him a thumbs up saying he's good. He's in the huddle about to call the play. And then they come up and pull him out. So then we got to rock it with Kenny Pickett in like the early second quarter, maybe late first quarter. Jalen was cool. He got up. He got help up like normal. Walked off. Ref's right there. Hands him the ball. Gives him a thumbs up. He is literally in the huddle. About to bend down and call the play. And then they stop play and take him out to the sideline. He was moving just fine. Like he normally does.
I didn't see any of that.
So then we had to rock it with Kenny Pickett. He has some decent plays here and there.
And then he got taken out.
He got hit a couple times, but he didn't get taken out.
I thought I saw something. It was like he bruised his ribs or something.
He went to throw it, and one of the defenders came up and got a strip sack. He came up holding his arm. Later in the game, he took a hit, and when he was walking back on the field from the sideline, he was holding his ribs on the other side. So I think he was just beaten up because he's a backup. Like, he's not used to that physical hitting. Because I'm pretty sure still even in the pros, the backups even, you can't tackle them during practice. So his last contact may have been preseason. His body's still not going to be used to that kind of contact. But look it up tonight. There was a hit on Josh Allen where he got blew up. Like, you know how tough he is. He was just laying there on the ground. Like, you could tell he wasn't himself, but he apparently still got to play like the last 6 minutes in that game. What is going on? Like, why? I want to know why they did that, because
You're asking the wrong person.
That right there. Okay, that's definitely going to make this game harder. But our defense has been turning up. They've been getting turnovers. Gardner Johnson got his second personal foul on him. I don't know if he said anything, but from what they kept reviewing, after a play, he was standing there, and a commander dude shoved his helmet up and off of him. And he put his hands up hey, I didn't do anything. And the ref points at him and says, you're out. Personal foul. He didn't do anything. Why is he getting kicked out? One of our best safeties. I can't really even say he's the best because Blankenship is really good. Gardner Johnson's more of our ball hawk safety. You need a big play, he'll probably make it first. So then that hurts us on defense. Second half, they're just kind of hitting us with these medium to long passes where if he was in the game still on defense, he probably would have came up with a couple picks. But we still have a chance to win the NFC East. We just clearly got to win out, and we play the Cowboys and then the Giants both at the link. So very doable. Hopefully Jalen, quote unquote, isn't hurt because he seemed perfectly fine and got pulled out for no reason.
Same with Kenny Pickett. Hope he's good too, though. Jalen's not.
Yep. Hopefully he's good. I know I saw a little bit of Tanner, our third string.
Mordecai.
No, I think his last name's Tanner. I'm blanking on dude right now. He's 16 or 18. He's decently tall. Tanner McKee. He's really young. Yeah, he's 24. Drafted him 2023, 6th round, 188th pick from Stanford. So he, from what I saw in the preseason, because I do think he got to play a little bit, he was pretty good. I liked what I saw out of him. Looked like he had a decent arm. So if he has to play, we better get someone in case we need someone else. But hopefully Kenny, Jalen are both good, and we get back on the right track after losing 36-33.
No kidding.
It was really disappointing because we jumped out to a 21-7 lead. I thought we were going to take off and blow them out, and then Jalen gets hurt and
deflates everything.
It went downhill so quick. So quick. Our punter was punting from almost the end zone to end of red zone almost every time. So they were starting in 50s or 40-ish almost every possession. So definitely frustrating to see after the Jalen injury, but I was loving what I saw beforehand. So, and I saw something. Saquon had 99 out of 109 yards in the first quarter before contact.
That's insane.
Yeah. And I think he had 2 touchdowns in the first. So Saquon was going off. He was definitely going to go for that record. But then after Jalen got hurt, they switched up their defense on the Commander's side, and they were stopping the run. We really couldn't throw it, so it all went downhill pretty quick. Chiefs win 27-19. Ravens beat the Steelers 34-17. Falcons under Penix beat the Giants 34-7. Lions beat the Bears 34-17. Did you see their fake play?
Mm-hmm. The stumble.
One, I got a couple questions. One, why?
I saw that they had gotten it from the Packers when Jordan Love stumbled on his touchdown pass against Chicago earlier this year. That was where they got their inspiration from it, I guess.
Okay. Number two, why against the Bears? That kind of makes sense now.
Because it was also against the Bears.
But this late in the season, you're fighting for that number one spot. You're fighting for the division with Minnesota. You have to play Minnesota, I think, still, correct?
Yeah, next week.
Why pull it out this week when you're already up 14 points? Why not just hold on to it? You obviously didn't need that trick play. You were good. You could have just ran a normal play and probably still got the same result, but
I mean, probably, but who knows?
I don't know. Like you said, a lot of questions. Panthers pull out a win against the Cardinals in overtime, 36-30. Did you by chance see where what's his first name? The tight end out there in Arizona, McBride. What's his first name?
Trey McBride.
Yeah. Did you see where when he was walking in the tunnel?
He said we suck. He was like, they sold so fucking bad. He was like, we're sorry.
That was hilarious.
He not wrong.
I mean, no. The Rams beat the Jets 19-9. The Browns lost to the Bengals 24-6. Colts beat the Titans, like we talked about earlier, 38-30. Minnesota snuck out of Seattle with a win, 27-24. The Bills held off 24-21 against the Patriots. The Raiders got a 19-14 win against Jacksonville.
In O'Connell we trust, baby.
Dolphins beat the Niners 29-17. Pretty much thank you to a few of the Dolphins players. Their running back, I'm drawing a blank on his name.
A-Chain.
Yeah, A-Chain and Tua. I sat Tyreek, but it ended up working out. I am going to the championship in my fantasy league for the first year in 3 or 4. So,
right on.
Thanks to the couple Dolphins players I have in fantasy, and need you to play good next week so I can win the championship. The Cowboys beat the Bucks surprisingly 26-24.
That was tough. I watched that.
I did not get a chance to watch it. So if you want to talk about it, go for it. Floor is yours, sir.
Dallas's offense couldn't be stopped. Cooper Rush did not look bad. He was actually balling in the first half. Kind of shocked me. Tampa's defense couldn't really do anything to stop him.
I actually like Cooper Rush. I just don't like that he's on the Cowboys. If he was on almost any other team, I would root for him.
And even
week
like you
to
were
week.
talking about on the broadcast, that running back that they got,
Who?
Dowdle.
Oh, I got him on my fantasy team, but he never does anything when I put him in the lineup. When I don't put him in the lineup, dude goes off.
Found something with him.
I want to say he was like 3rd or 4th string running back at the beginning of the season. Because you had Zeke and I feel like someone else.
I forget who
It's
it
not
was.
Pollard.
No. I don't remember who the other one was. yards. But he's averaging over 100 yards the last 6 games.
Yeah. But when you have a running back crew of
Zeke.
No, I'm thinking of my fantasy. Him.
Let's face it, Zeke's washed anyway.
Oh, for sure. It doesn't matter. Whatever. If it loads, and I'll say it then. But oh, of course, there it is. So this is the team I had in for this week, and I won 134.78 to 96.84. Which I'm not happy that Jalen got hurt and had to sit out most of the game. But I also kind of am, because the other dude that I played this week had Jalen, and Jalen only got 4.5 points.
Yeah.
But I had Lamar Jackson, Devon, James Conner, Bucky Irvin, AJ Brown, Zay Flowers, Dalton Connect, Chris Boswell, and Kansas City's defense.
Not bad.
And then Tua, Rico Dowdle, Tyreek, Debo, Seattle's defense for my bench. But yeah, thank you, Dolphins fans, your players. Bucky Irvin, he's been killing it though. Like, if Tampa can keep an O-line with Baker and Bucky in the backfield, I feel like they could definitely be a problem on offense. Because Bucky went on a little spring where he was averaging like 100 yards, right?
I think so, yeah. And they just got Mike Evans back. That's Baker's favorite target.
Especially with their tight end hurt. I did hear that about last night. They didn't have their tight end. And then to finish off this week in the NFL, currently watching a blowout. 21-0. Packers are over the Saints. I've seen you go back and forth from the TV to the looking at the mic and stuff. What you thinking of Rattlers play?
Packers defense having their way.
Yeah. Oh, who's that on?
Defense. Oh, I don't know about that.
I mean, he hit him after the ball was thrown.
I mean, fair. But my God.
I mean, that's just how it is. There's a minute and 4 seconds left in the first half in this game. Looking to next week, though, it looks like some pretty good games. Not going to lie. Christmas, we got the Chiefs and Steelers on Netflix.
Yawn.
Fair. We have the Ravens and the Texans Christmas Day on Netflix.
That could be pretty good.
Thursday, we got Seattle going to Chicago. Saturday, we have the Chargers going to New England. Broncos going to the Bengals. Cardinals going to the Rams. And then Sunday, the Cowboys and Eagles game got flipped with, I think it was the Packers and Lions, or Packers and Vikings. The time frames were switched, so we now host the Cowboys at 1 o'clock Sunday. Carolina goes down to Tampa Bay. Jets go to Bills Mafia. Colts play the Giants. Raiders play the Saints. Titans play the Jags in Jacksonville. Dolphins go to Cleveland. Packers go to Minnesota. Commanders will host the Falcons. And then Monday night game, Lions head to San Fran to play the Niners.
Little NFC Championship rematch.
Yep.
That should be a good showdown.
It won't be.
No.
Let's be honest.
San Fran has fallen off this year.
Debo got me almost 20 points on my bench last night, so
At least he's not dropping them.
dude hasn't done anything all season. That's why he's riding the bench all season. So that's the look ahead to week 17. You seemed kind of bored with all those games. Did any of them catch your interest? You said maybe the Ravens and Texans on Christmas Day, Netflix. Make sure you are hearing that Netflix part.
Yup.
Also, Chiefs and Steelers will be on Netflix. But I'm assuming no, since you didn't answer me.
Maybe Lions, Niners.
Oh, fumble, but it went out of bounds. Saints keep possession of it, I think. Yep. So the playoff picture in the NFL. Let's start with the AFC because they're mostly full. Clinched a playoff spot. You got the number 1 Chiefs, 2 Bills, 3 Steelers, 4 Texans, 5 Ravens. So that Ravens-Texans game actually means more than what we were just thinking. A Christmas game. In the hunt, you have the Chargers and Broncos. So we come over to the NFC. And this is still in this week since this game is still going on. So the NFC may be a little bit more filled out. It's just not updated since this game is not even at halftime yet. This is a long minute and 4 seconds. You got number 1 Lions, number 2 Eagles, number 5 Vikings. And then in the hunt, you have number 3 Rams, number 4 Falcons, 6 Packers, 7 Commanders. Like I said, maybe more filled out. But we don't have the end of this week's results yet, so it's not updated.
Yeah.
Moving on to good old college football, sir.
Had a big weekend of it this week.
Go ahead and take the mic for a second. That just didn't seem excited enough. So, as punishment for not being excited for the college football playoffs, you get to talk right now.
Not really sure how that's punishment.
I don't know.
What game you want to start with?
Any game you want, because they were all mostly disappointing.
Yeah, there weren't really a lot of competitive there weren't really any competitive first round games.
The closest one is probably the Battle of Indiana.
No, let's be real. That one wasn't even really that close.
Score-wise, it's probably the closest.
It was 27-3 with a minute and a half left.
No, never mind. I was wrong. No.
IU scored, recovered an onside kick,
no.
and then scored again.
Yeah, no. The score that's the closest score. Because then you got a 38-24, 38-10, 42. 42-17. So I guess let's just start with the Indiana Notre Dame. I know you're happy Indiana's done
Very
for.
much so. Very much so.
But overall,
Felt dirty rooting for Notre Dame, but whatever.
it couldn't have been.
Did it go as you expected it to?
Kinda, honestly, yeah.
Or did you expect more of a fight?
No. Like, I kept saying how there was like a possibility of it being close, but
I just don't see IU built enough to go compete against a top 25 team on the road. Especially in the 2 times they've tried to do that this year, they have not done it.
yeah. And no offense, but especially with all those mid-major players coming over from James Madison, like, no offense to them, like, they definitely balled out, but at the same time, like, that's not the same experience as you need for the powerhouses.
Oh, yeah. That's not even close to getting there.
So, that game probably had my interest for the longest time.
Especially with it being an in-state battle. But I predicted Notre Dame moving on from the jump. I never saw IU going into South Bend and beating them.
This time we got the scores. Kept them. We did not do that score. Okay, never mind.
Because we were recording while that game was on.
Doesn't mean we wouldn't do the score, but moving on to the next game, we will do SMU and Penn State.
Yeah, I'll let you talk about this one, Mr. Picking SMU as the upset of the first round.
Hey, someone had to, all right?
No, they did
actually,
not. No, they did not.
Actually, when we did the score, I picked SMU to lose. I picked 32-24. You picked 34-24.
But you had also picked if there was going to be an upset in the first round, it was going to be SMU.
Yeah, I didn't think it was Arizona State.
They're not in the first round.
No, they're not. Okay, still, the team that I was looking at, actually, Clemson. I didn't think Clemson was going to beat Texas.
They came the closest.
38-24. That's 12 points. Compared to...
Huh?
No, it's not.
Do math. Come on. Carry the one.
I did. Math's not my strong suit, alright? Either way, Clemson's not the team that they've been the past couple years.
I never picked them to beat Texas. I was actually pretty close on that prediction. I think I picked that one 31-17.
You did, and I said 28-14. Damn, if I would have just carried the one.
Yeah, no kidding.
And then the last game.
I mean, Clemson just could not run the football in that game.
Oh, I was going
like, they became so one-dimensional. Kate Klubnik had no choice but to throw it. I mean, granted, he turned into Superman throwing the football, and he single-handedly kept Clemson in that game. But once Texas defense took away the run game and Clemson became one-dimensional, it was pretty much wraps.
And then the night game we had, because I don't get to watch any of that Texas Clemson, but
Ohio State and Tennessee.
Saw a couple plays from this game. SEC let me down once again. Oh, Nope, hold on. Still to come. Never mind. Oh, I heard something that affects one of the games. So we will hold on to that.
Okay.
So talk about the Ohio State and Tennessee game. Because I know you had to watch it. Who are you rooting for?
I mean, I don't think we know who. I think we know who I didn't have a choice on who to root for.
I mean, you.
First off, let's be real. I'm not rooting for Tennessee. Their fans are the most vile fan base I've ever met. They're horrific. I can't stand Tennessee fans. They make me sick. They're awful. Like, they're easily the worst fan base in college athletics to me. More than IU. Like, I cannot stand Tennessee fans. They're disgusting to me, and I will stand on that. So I was not rooting for Tennessee.
I don't think I would have just rooted for anyone.
Let's be real. You know I couldn't have rooted for Tennessee.
I mean, you could have, but there may have been some consequences after
I was
that.
in a full Ohio State household. That was not happening.
Oh, I would have went in fucking wearing burnt orange just to piss them all off.
Yeah, you would have been kicked out of that household. But the game went almost as I expected it to, minus the competitiveness of Tennessee's offense. Because if you go back and look at all 4 years, at the last 4 years that Ohio State has lost to Michigan, and then you go and you look at their playoff game, how many points have they put up in every one of them?
Who?
Ohio State.
I would assume around 40-some.
40 plus in every bowl game, playoff game after losing to Michigan the last 4 years.
Well, okay.
2021, they come out and play Utah in the Rose Bowl. They put up 48. Jackson Smith-Njigba goes off for 3 touchdowns. And he has like 200-something yards receiving. Had a monster day. 2022, they play Georgia in the Peach Bowl. The infamous kick at midnight. What was the score of that game?
I don't watch them stink, Buckeyes.
41-42.
Okay, they got some motivation.
This year, they lose to Michigan. They come out in the playoff game. What do? They put up 42. And what was my prediction? What did I say they would put up?
41.
Now, granted, I said Tennessee would put up 27, but
I said 28.
it did not happen. But Ohio State looked as I expected them to. Their defense came out. They set the tone of how that game was going to go. Once they started getting Tennessee in a hole and started getting Tennessee behind the chains, and they started making Nico uncomfortable to where he was ineffective throwing the football and they could not do anything running the ball, and then you saw Ohio State get up 14-0 real quick, and Will Howard starts connecting on his passes, and he starts dropping dimes to Jeremiah Smith, to Emeka Egbuka. Travion Henderson is running freely between the tackles. Tennessee's defense was on its heels the entire game. You watch the first 3 drives of the game, you know how the game is going to go. Once Ohio State got the game on their terms, there was nothing Tennessee could do about it.
I think I checked in early, and it was like 14-21-0 already, and I was like, yeah, we'll see y'all next week.
Especially when you get the shoe rocking, because I've said this the entire year. You have to honor home field advantage. And when I say that, that's
every home team won.
That's anywhere from a 3 to a 7 point advantage as part of the home field factor.
Yeah.
You get a night game at the Shoe. Granted, Tennessee's fans showed out. They showed up. But you get a night game in the Shoe as a playoff game.
That's what happened with the Penn State game.
This was exactly as I expected Ohio State to look in response to that Michigan game. Now, that's exactly how you would want Ohio State to look in that Michigan game.
Especially since Michigan's not that good this year.
But now you're setting the stage for quite possibly the biggest matchup of this playoff, regardless of its national championship or not.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing.
Dylan and them Ducks are going to come in like we did last time, and we're going to put that hammer down.
Here's the thing. I've been critical on Oregon this year, but Ohio State has not dealt with receivers like Oregon has. They did when they played them.
But other than that, no. They have not dealt with any kind of speed unlike what we have.
But I have said this too. You put that game on a neutral field, and I bet that Ohio State wins at least 8 times out of 10.
Well, I'm going to rock with my Ducks and say...
I know you are.
I'm going to say that's false, and we'd win at least 8 out of 10.
I know you would.
So,
I like Ohio State's defense better than Oregon's offense.
If it's not going our way,
you get Oregon's offense inside the 10-yard line against Ohio State's defense. Good luck.
You're not wrong.
When you get inside the 10-yard line on Ohio State's defense, they are the number 1 defense in the country.
Oh, I know. I know exactly what they can do.
You've seen the amount of goal line stands they've had.
I have.
Good luck.
Luckily, we're not at the goal line often. So hopefully it just doesn't come to it. If so, take one out of the Eagles books and just do a tush push.
Now, I will say, though, the one, at least to me, the one glaring weakness that Oregon can take advantage of is the corners on the outside for Ohio State. Because Igman Nelson, he's susceptible to penalties this year. He gets grabby. He's a physical DB.
If he has to line up against Stewart or Johnson, flag. Because those are our 2 speediest dudes.
But I like Ohio State's D-line matched up against Oregon's O-line.
I understand. I would definitely love some of that talent that they have on the D-line over in the Oregon uniform. But we beat them once, we know what it's going to take and how hard it's going to be. So
if you get Lathan Ransom or you get Toimolau on Ferguson, the tight end, good luck.
I'm going to still take my Ducks. So,
score predictions.
Hold on, I'm trying to find a pen. I forgot to prep this part. Texas and ASU.
Oh, me first?
Yeah.
Picking ASU on the upset. Granted, if you want to call it an upset, sure. I'm taking ASU over the Horns. Give me 34-24 Sun Devils.
will kind of match you and say Texas 27, ASU 24.
Okay.
Ohio State versus Oregon.
Score
do you want to
prediction.
save that one?
Score prediction for this one's tough because it's the same with the Tennessee game. It could either be a shootout or it could be a blowout. I'm going to take Ohio State. I'm going to say this one's a shootout. I'm going to go 45-48 Ohio State.
45-48.
Yup.
This one is just so tough because it could be in the 30s like it was last time. It could be higher.
I don't see this game being more than a 3-4 point game, though.
I'm going to say Oregon 41, Ohio State 38.
That's fair.
Penn State and Genty.
I'm going to take Penn State.
Ooh. Why?
I like their defense more than Boise State's offense, and I'm starting to trust Drew Aller a lot more. I like their offense.
That game, he really surprised me against SMU, and their defense definitely showed out. So, what do you think the score is going to be?
I'm going to take Penn State. I'm going to say 38-17.
Not too shabby. 38-17. Let's do Penn State 34, Boise 31. Think they'll somehow
keep it close.
Somehow get a passing game going when they start shutting down Genty. Like Penn State's just going to start filling the box or whatever, and then get a quick couple dump off for some big plays.
Could see it.
And then a game, I don't know if you heard, Carson Beck is going to miss the playoffs. He had surgery on his shoulder.
I told you that last week.
You said it was a possibility.
I said I didn't know how true the source was, but I heard he was out.
I heard it just got confirmed like today. So
that changes a lot for Georgia.
Going
give
up
me
against
Notre Dame.
Yeah.
Give me Notre Dame. I do not trust Gunnar Stockton to go out there and beat Notre Dame's defense after what I just saw them do on Friday.
Scored.
Give me Notre Dame 34. Give me Georgia 13.
I'm going to say Georgia 21, Notre Dame 41. Maybe a reach 41.
Yeah, you're reaching.
Well,
I'm reaching.
Oh well. If it pulls off though, and they get that high or even close to it, I'm still taking it.
Right,
If they get 35, 38, I'm still taking it.
Hey, I said 34, so
I just Their running game is really good. I think it's Jeremiah Love. I liked what I saw out of him against Indiana, and it looks like Riley can play if he absolutely needs to. I don't know where it was during the season.
They got a passing game going.
Their passing game doesn't look that bad. So
once they're in rhythm and they can,
they look like they could be a very dangerous offense. But
now, granted, Georgia is a much different defense than IU is.
It is.
Let's be real about that.
It most definitely is.
But
injuries can happen, especially now to the weekend. Someone could have something happen at practice and be out. So you never know, especially predicting scores this far out.
I like Notre Dame's odds to shut down Georgia's offense, especially with their backup quarterback.
And who knows? Maybe they don't score all 41 points on offense. Maybe they get a couple picks.
Yeah.
Pick sixes. I mean,
special teams play.
So, with that said, you think the semifinals for you will be Arizona State against Ohio State in the Goodyear Cotton Bowl Classic.
Yep.
And then Penn State versus Notre Dame in the Capital One Orange Bowl.
Yep.
And I have Texas and Oregon in the Goodyear Cotton Bowl. And then Penn State and Notre Dame in the Orange Bowl. If you had to pick right now, out of the games we just said we have for the semi, who are you picking? Penn or Notre Dame?
Notre Dame.
Ohio State or ASU?
Ohio State.
So your national right now would be Notre Dame and Ohio.
It would be.
I think it would be a rematch of Oregon and Penn State.
I don't see it. Oregon, I could see more than Penn State, but I don't see Penn State getting past Notre Dame.
It could be a reach, but I mean, if that Penn State defense from SMU game shows up and gets 2 pick sixes early, Notre Dame's not going to be good. Notre Dame folds under pressure.
If they get out to a quick lead, then they're fine.
That's their only hope, I feel like, again, if they were to play Penn State. You got to get out on a good lead early. If not, we saw what Penn State is capable of.
Mm-hmm.
So
I guess now the question is, after the first round, did the committee get the teams right? Would you have kept the same 12 in with how the first round of games went? Because honestly, in my mind now, after watching first weekend, I think it's hard to argue that Bama and South Carolina wouldn't have made those games more competitive.
I still wouldn't have Bama in it.
I think I would have, solely based on strength of schedule has to matter. SMU didn't beat anybody.
They didn't.
They didn't have a quality win this year. Yes, you made your conference championship, and that does mean something. But at the same time, and it's the same argument for IU too, strength of schedule has to matter. Not every 11-1 team is built the same.
No.
So quality wins
But
has to come into factor at some point. Like you go from talking about, and Alabama and SMU are the perfect arguments. They both finished 11-1. Alabama's strength of schedule was 16. SMU's was 75.
Bama was not 11-1. They had 3 losses.
That's right. My bad.
That right there alone is why they should not be in it.
You're talking about different. You're talking about strength of schedule, and you're talking about quality opponents.
You lost to Vandy. You were up against Vandy. You let them come back and beat you. You let Vandy put up 40 points. You lost to Tennessee. Quality loss.
Yeah.
And then you lose to Oklahoma. Not that great this year. Oklahoma is actually 4th from the bottom in the SEC. 6-6 overall, 2-6 in conference, and that was one of their wins in conference. Was against Bama. And then you beat Western Kentucky, South Florida, Wisconsin. You sneak out of a Georgia game. And those first 3 games were blowouts. A combined of 26 points that their opponent scored in 2 games out of the 3. Compared to 63, 42, and 42. They sneak out of Georgia. Quality win. That's one quality win. Lost to Vandy. Beat South Carolina by 2. Which, honestly, probably should have been more because South Carolina's not that great, but they're also not good.
No, they've been decent this year. They're not a bad team.
9-3. They're just not consistent enough for me, I guess.
I mean, with the state of the way the playoffs went this year,
that was
you were likely going to have a 3-loss team in there.
I don't like it. You lose to Tennessee. You shut out Missouri.
But you can't tell me though, Alabama Penn State wouldn't be more competitive than Penn State SMU.
I don't know.
Like, you can't tell me Notre Dame South Carolina wouldn't be more competitive than Notre Dame IU. Like, you can't tell me Texas Ole Miss wouldn't be more competitive than Texas Clemson.
I mean, I may not, but I just wouldn't put Bama in. I probably would have put someone else in. Maybe like a Miami, 10-2.
Because I think at this rate, strength of schedule has to matter. Who you beat has to matter.
I saw a 11-1 team at the bottom, but it's Army, so not throwing them in. BYU was decent with 2 losses.
Lost to Arizona State, though.
True.
So they lost that head-to-head.
I don't know. If I was forced to take a couple 9-3 teams, I probably still would have left Bama out just because they don't really deserve to be in there every year. And this is one of the few years that I don't agree that they should be in there. So.
No, but I think now the conversation is switching from the best teams to the most deserving. And that's not what the playoff is. Like, and granted, Saban's not coaching anymore, but he said it best. Like, if we're talking about the best teams and you put Alabama up against any of these teams, how many times are we favored?
Yeah, you're not wrong.
So you put Bama up against SMU, you know Bama's favored.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it's like we said, it's the first year of the 12-team format, so it's still brand new. It's not going to be perfect first go-around. But...
And that's everyone's reason for trying to expand it to 16 now. It's like we jumped 4 to 12.
Let it stay at 12 for a little bit.
We didn't even do 6, 8, 10. We made a massive jump. There's still going to be wrinkles in it.
Yep.
Let it play out for a couple years. And then if you guys want to, you can talk about expanding it again. What about instead of expanding it, we cut it back 8 teams?
I'd say leave it at 12.
Me too. But that's what I'm saying. Like, if they start talking about expanding it again, why do that when you guys already did that a decent jump? Why not move it back a couple?
Yeah.
So we're not going over this like a team that didn't make it. Well, we have certain criterias. Because if you move it out to 16 teams, what's the most loss a team can have and still make the playoffs? 4,
pushing
5.
The bar back.
That's not how the playoff should be. It should be at least do it like the NFL. Get 7 to 8 teams from 2 sides. Let them go. That eventually college football is going to turn into like the NFL. They're going to have 2 divisions. If they keep expanding it, they're going to force it to be 2 divisions or 2 conferences with divisions inside of it.
Yeah.
And it'll most likely be, unless they change the names, Big Ten, SEC, the 2 biggest conferences right now.
Dude, it is hot in here.
I'm comfy.
It just got real hot in here.
All right, well.
But transfer portal, that's been active.
It has. I've seen a couple things, but I didn't retain it. So if you've seen anything...
You took one of our players. It's cool.
Oh. Is he good?
Thieneman.
Oh, the white boy. DB/safety. All right, I messed with that. Hey. I actually had a pick with him on college football, and I flung it back when I got hit, and I forget who got it, but he took it in for a touchdown.
Yeah, y'all got Thieneman out of the portal.
Thank you.
Shut up.
Thank you very much.
Ohio State got Max Clare.
I don't know who that is.
Number 1 tight end in the portal.
Oh.
From us.
Oh.
Clemson got Will Help, the number 1 rush end out of the portal from us.
Sounds like you guys are going out bad. Another 1-win season coming up.
All of our receivers are gone.
Yeah. You guys still got Hudson Card?
No, he was a senior.
Oh, yeah.
We did get a quarterback out of the portal. We got Malachi Nelson from Arkansas.
Hey, I don't know who that is, but good job.
He's a 4-star.
Hey.
He beat Tennessee.
Hey.
So he's already good at something. He already fits right in. We don't lose to Tennessee.
I think I actually somewhat know that dude. Like number 14. He had long dreads. I hate that dude on college football so much.
We also got USC's offensive coordinator, and I've been seeing a lot of their players jumping in the portal, a.k.a. one Zachariah Branch.
Do you really want that, though?
I mean, he's quick.
He may be quick, but...
First off, how did you miss that y'all got Thieneman?
I honestly haven't been paying attention to the portal at all. I've been focused on the game still.
Yeah, we've lost our entire team. We have nobody.
They went 6-6, USC. They must not have that good of players.
Having a lot of the number one positions in the portal and going 1-11 feels real great.
I bet it does.
Coaching matters. What Ryan Walters did to us should be tried for war crimes.
So, you guys are losing all these players. What you gonna do?
I don't know. We just don't have a team.
Is your coach gonna pull some players out of his butt that went to
probably get a handful of them over from UNLV, which I wouldn't mind because they were good. Granted, that's a different conference.
Their defense kind of stopped Genty. I mean, I think both games they played it.
We've gotten a couple portal additions, but I have no clue who they are.
Oh. Well, let me. Why don't you talk about something? I'll Google the portal and we'll talk about the portal.
Talk about what?
Just I don't know, man. Just do your job.
Well, EA and 2K talks about reviving a college basketball game.
I know. I saw.
That makes me so happy.
My question though, are you gonna be able to take your player from college basketball to 2K?
Good question.
Because they're not same game titles like college football and Madden.
Can I create a player and put him through the road to glory still? Because if I could create a point guard and go into Mackey Arena,
I bet that would be one of the top things.
Dude, the stadium pulse in Mackey would be so stupid.
Linebacker Phil Pacheco. I don't know. Oklahoma to UCF. Omar Ibrahim, corner. Who the hell is this school? Hampton to Temple. Max Clare, Purdue to Ohio State.
Yep.
AJ Pina from Rhode Island to Memphis. Yeah. Carl Chester has not decided yet, but he's leaving Marshall.
Their entire team left.
Yeah. Hey, they got a defensive lineman from Temple, though. 6'1", 295, so defense tackle.
What a pass by Spencer.
Borderick Roman, inside linebacker from Eastern Michigan to Southern Miss.
I'm not going to lie, Spencer just threw a dart.
Oh, and there was a jump pass. I like those jump passes. Okay, Spencer, we see you. Iowa got a defensive lineman from...
And he's picked.
Way to go, Spencer. Way to go. Iowa got a defensive lineman from Central Michigan, 6'5", 285. Who the hell are these schools? West Liberty transferring over to Sacramento State. Georgia Tech got a player from Mercer. Aaron Nolan from Ohio State going to South Carolina.
Yeah, I saw that.
Jazz Boykin, corner from IU, entered the portal. Michigan State got a linebacker from Air Force. And Illinois got a player from Florida State. Oh, you guys lost a player in the portal. To South Carolina. Oh, he's not a corner. He's a quarterback. Oops.
Yeah, he didn't play anyway.
Hey, you guys got an edge player from Idaho State. They also got a player from West Virginia, a running back. Not really seeing anything else that would at least affect us in this room. Maryland running back went to IU. Fresno State quarterback went to Michigan. Oh no, we lost Tyler Turner to Baylor. Oh no. Bama lost someone, Georgia lost someone. Texas lost an edge to BYU. Alabama lost someone else. So yeah, nope. I still haven't even seen that we got. What's his name? But alright.
I think that about does it.
Yep, I think so. So, with that being said, everyone have a Merry Christmas. Be safe. Christmas is just in a couple days. As we said, today's the 23rd. So, just Wednesday when you wake up, it'll be Christmas. And, yeah, hope everyone has fun. Enjoy the time with family, friends, loved ones. And then we'll be back with you guys next Thursday to recap this weekend. And yeah, so that's, I think, it from us.
Yep.
Here from the Ready Football Podcast. We will talk to you guys later.
Yep.